You know, recently I've been thinking a lot about the future, not only in terms of my channel, but also in terms of other aspects of my life, including my career, relationships, and overall well-being. Let me tell you, it's exhausting. Not that the process has to be, but I personally am a very chronic overthinker and will factor in everything I can. In my consideration of what's to come, the topic of hobbies came to mind. We all know the value in hobbies, things that, in some ways, keep us going as distractions to our obligations. But in an ironic twist, I started to realize that, for some of my hobbies, it felt like the complete opposite. Rather than using the hobby to get away from responsibility, the hobby itself had become the responsibility. I felt this way countless times about so many things I've enjoyed across my life. Yugioh is a great example here given my channel's current focus on it. Essentially, though there will be times that I enjoy playing the game, getting into duels with friends, going to events, and keeping up with news, there will be an equal amount of times where I'm simply disinterested from doing anything. And even if it's evident that I should stop for a moment to recollect my thoughts, I don't. I've realized this reaction is mostly because of fear. Fear that, by stepping away from this hobby I've indulged in for years, that I'll have suddenly wasted all the time I spent on it. That all the love that I had poured into it is now meaningless, and that whatever piece of me I had dedicated towards the game is suddenly invalid. The other part of it is modern culture. In the present day, there's a huge emphasis on working hard to make a living, sometimes at the cost of breaks and relaxation. Even if my understanding of this is somewhat exaggerated, I can at least attest to this feeling on a personal level. My parents have always urged me to seek out success, sometimes with less than desired attention to my own health. There's nothing wrong with either or. Feeling scared is completely natural. You've invested months, maybe even years into the singular activity you love. And it's not always easy to shake a mindset you've adopted and assimilated into. But I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't let those things prevent you from stepping back. Taking a break from your hobbies at points of stress, even those that you're extremely invested in, is perfectly okay. There is no reason to try to force yourself to do something that you're clearly growing tired of. No, you won't lose a part of yourself during that hiatus. And you're not obligated to follow every pre-established norm or to fervently live up to every expectation. Pushing yourself at times when you're exhausted ends up being more unproductive than meaningful. In a lot of cases, taking a break from your hobby might even either teach you more about that hobby or increase your appreciation for it later on. What you need to realize is that while you're entrenched in a hobby, you become biased to that hobby and by that hobby's mindset. By observing the hobby from afar, you might notice things about it that you didn't quite like, and that might be the source of your frustration. Alternatively, you might see things in the hobby that really motivated you, and thus bring you back into things with a newfound sense of vigor. You can apply this to the rest of your life too. With work, with school, and even with some relationships, just take a breather. Deadlines can be scary, grades can be scary, and the feeling of judgment from others is oppressive. Trust me, I would know. I'm not saying to just outright neglect any of these three, unless of course there's something innately toxic about any one of them. You still need to pay bills, you still need to secure your career, and you still need some people around you. But acting off of fear or off of pressure doesn't bring out the best in those actions that are important to you, nor the best in yourself. You are just as important as each and every one of those responsibilities, and so you should value yourself equally, if not more. In the end, it's okay to take a break from your hobbies.